All right, Hayden. Hi, I'm Stacy
Hi.
Ridinger. I am the co-founder for Cause San Diego. We're so glad to have you on our next episode of the Cause San Diego Social Impact Spotlight. And we're just doing this episode and many others like this to highlight individuals like yourself and organizations that are out there doing good work in our region. So to get started, I turned on the news yesterday morning and there you were. You were on NBC. They were talking about this site that you created. And yeah, can you first of all just tell us a little bit about what is this site that you've created? And then I want to learn a little bit about you and why you created it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So my name is Hayden Hughes. I'm a junior in San Diego, and the site that I've kind of been creating with a ton of homeless resources for these past few months is called Crossroads San Diego. And the whole idea is we're trying to build this intertwined network or a crossroad where all the homeless resources in San Diego can be accessible in one spot. With the hope that people who need them, all they have to do is go to one site and easily find anything they need, right? And this solves a ton of issues, that being accessibility. And another big thing is it's online. So
Mhm.
if we need to fix anything, super easy fix versus paper handouts. Once you print it,
Yes.
it's done. You can't touch it ever again. And that's an issue. Another thing. So yeah, this project kind of rose, I want to say in February. Actually, it's a school project. So we had
Oh.
this little community give feedback
Hmm.
project where we had to give back to the community. And I've been working with Path for a few years now. My family would do like
Oh,
quarterly like community service. We would go and help in their kitchen. So I kind of got to know them through that. And
okay.
when this arose, I said Path would be a great people to reach out to, and reached out to them, and they said one of the biggest issues they had were people just didn't know where to look for
Hmm.
resources. The resources existed, it was just people couldn't get there, right? So we started working together. I've worked with several amazing people at Path, and we kind of built this idea from the ground up, right? So it started simply as a site where we had basic links or basic connections to other services. That could be a phone number, an email, a location, with
Hmm.
hours. And since then, Path has been kind enough to put me on multiple of their, allow me to shadow their outreach team, or basically a few of their
Yeah.
social workers who will kind of oversee about
Hmm.
20 to 25 people living on the streets and help them directly to get resources. And
Hmm.
through that, I've been able to give the site, test it out there, and really get a ton of feedback. So the site has grown through there. And then recently, as you know, the news
Hmm.
coverage was incredible. The site, the viewership has increased by almost 10 times.
Oh,
So that's
great.
been incredible. And so
Yeah.
many people have been reaching out through the site's like give feedback page with either new sites to add. One
Okay.
person even said one of the sites had recently changed, so that was an easy fix to do as well. And
Yeah.
it's been great, really, where the site's going, and I'm looking forward to see where it can go in the future.
Well, I really love how this sprouted because it's so smart that instead of creating something in isolation, you actually were connected with an organization. I've worked with Path for several years as well,
Mhm.
connected to some of the nonprofits that I support. And it's great that you actually were on the ground doing that qualitative kind of listening and research to see what their needs are. And I'm really, really glad that you're connected to Path because they are not just here in San Diego, but they are in other parts of California as well, doing great work and trying to tie things in. So you had mentioned a minute ago about us. Can you expand on that? So there are other high school students involved with your project, or is this you and mostly people within Path or yeah.
When I say us, I just want to emphasize that this isn't just me building this site,
Okay.
right? There are so many organizations out there. Path was the original one, and in there, I've worked with several people, right? Jaina, Haley, Sigrid, and since then, in like the past month especially, it's grown to working with Father Joe's,
Oh yeah.
Veterans Guide,
Mm-hmm.
NAMI, all these other organizations. That's what I want to emphasize. We
Yeah.
are basically just connecting the client to the service, right?
Okay.
And that's the services out there are incredible, and they're actually helping me make it easier by telling them how people normally access it, how they should
Yeah.
be accessing it, common problems with that. And when I mean us, that's what I'm talking about, really the
Okay.
huge force trying to solve homelessness in San Diego, and it's really incredible.
Yeah, I love that. And it is about um groups of individuals from different backgrounds coming
Absolutely.
together
Hmm.
to get this moving ahead. One of the other key things when I looked at your site yesterday morning after the news segment that I really loved was that it was so simple. You know, a lot of our nonprofits that are supporting those in need, they have their specific things they have to put on their site, but their site is pretty much siloed into just what they do individually. And I remember hearing many times over with individuals just feeling like they had 50 different places to call and talk to. So I like that you're consolidating it, you're putting it alphabetically by the different topic areas, and then they can just click through. And the other thing that I think is fabulous is that I want from this you and I talking for people to know, add this website to your phone. And if you see someone out there that's in need, if you are brave enough and feel confident enough that that person would be open and willing to talk, you could actually help guide them to this resource and you could show them or you could click on something and go, "Hey, did you think about this?" So it even empowers the everyday citizen now
Hmm.
to be able to pick that up. And I also think it helps more individuals know about the ecosystem because now
Oh,
it's kind of in one
absolutely.
spot. So that's cool. Okay. Other things I wanted to share and or ask you about was that I heard something about the giving out a QR code. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Do you mind? I think I can grab one if you'd
Yeah,
like to
let's grab
see
one.
it.
Yeah, sure.
We're literally moving out Thursday, so my room is
Oh, okay. All
so
right. Well,
that's
show
the
me that.
service.
Show us your
Yeah.
QR code and what you said you were and what is that about? Who's gonna use that
We
QR code?
have
Yeah.
we have QR codes where
Mm-hmm.
basically the whole idea between these QR codes is it's really easy to distribute to clients.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've been doing working with Path, Father Joe's, is I've been handing these out to social
Mm-hmm.
service workers and outreach workers who can then distribute them to all of their clients. And we've distributed
Okay.
close to 800 at this
Okay.
point. And QR codes, it really just makes it easier to access the site. All you have to do is a QR code. And since it's a digital site, always updating, this QR code will always give you access to the most up-to-date information. So QR code's been great. I
Mm-hmm.
think someone at Path actually suggested the idea. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been, yeah, it's just another way to make
Yeah.
increase accessibility and get to the people, who really need it.
So if someone's listening to this now, and let's go with they have services that they want added to your site, what should they do?
We have directly on the site, if you hit the little thing in the top right where it gives you, there's a button
Like the
basically that says
hamburger?
the hamburger. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the word. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Basically, the hamburger gives you like the directory, right? We have three things. It says like search by age, and then we have give feedback. And that give feedback page basically gives a direct contact information to us at Crossroads where you can suggest your sites. You know,
Hmm.
if something's wrong and needs to be updated, we can do that.
Okay.
And it's basically direct hotline. So if anyone out there has a service that could be applicable to this,
Hmm.
it'd be amazing if they could go through the site and contact us. It's really just a contact page, which would be
Okay.
incredible. So yeah.
Yeah. And so I really like that. Like I said earlier when we first started, being out there, you're only 16, I think, junior
Mhm.
in high school, and getting to know what their lives are like and what their struggles are, those individuals who are experiencing homelessness or at risk of it. There's so many different individuals in our region, whether they're aging out of the foster care system when they tend to be one of the highest at risk of going into homelessness. Also, those coming out of incarceration and or those who are essentially losing some of their income due to retirement and are struggling to even just maintain their housing. So I noticed I really enjoyed your site. For anyone that hasn't seen it, they even have it categorized by age so that, there might be services like Jewish Family Services might have something, or Elder Help, or
Mhm.
um, Meals on Wheels, these different groups that help individuals of certain age groups. San Diego Oasis, those are ones that I know clearly have kind of a focus in on those areas. And then you might have things like Promises to Kids and Urban Street Angels and those that do other things for those other populations that are geared towards it, or Second Chance, which helps those coming out of incarceration.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'm just excited to kind of highlight. Is there anything else you want people to know about it or how they can further move this along to make it as useful as possible?
I would just like to really, hammer in the idea that anyone, if they have a service, is more than welcome to be on this site. We're trying to add as much as possible and really improve the site. So the site's completely flexible, and if anyone out there has a service that they feel could be beneficial to really any population demographic, then we would love to add them, right? All you have to do, go to that get the give feedback page, send us an email, we'll respond, and your site will be added on the site and help a ton of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as we close, my parting, comment or question to you, Hayden, just has to do with where would you like to hopefully see this, and what impacts would you like to have come from this site that's been created?
Hopefully, in a few years, few months, wherever to be, right? I hope for this site to be a directory where it simplifies that process of, finding a site. And hopefully people don't feel as lost, when navigating.
Hmm.
All of these services, they're really the hidden heroes of San Diego. They don't get much, publicity. They're not on the news as much, and they really are only like social net for people who unfortunately fall under homelessness. So it's my goal to really make it easier for people to get connected to the services they need, speed up that, you know, service, that connection rate, and hopefully allow the people, who know how and the professionals who know how to do this, help the people they need the most.
Okay. Well, that's a very beautiful kind of future vision or goal that
Mhm.
you have. Is there anything else that you want others to know as we close out? I know I just wanted to share that for those listening, back in 2020, I was with a group of people right at the front of the pandemic, coming in with my background in public relations and marketing and leadership. And they approached me about a solution to helping the businesses and nonprofits that were suffering. And we created a resource page. And so watching Hayden and seeing what he's doing here and understanding how you can make this very simple and you can build this thing and crowdsource it and make sure the content is relevant to everyone. So it feels great to see another person out there. And as a volunteer, I'm sure, as
Mhm.
a volunteer doing that with a group as well. And, you are making a very um, smart uh, difference here in our community, Hayden, and I'm just appreciative of that. And we hope to kind of stay engaged and potentially even have you come out and highlight where you guys are by October at our cause conference in San Diego. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to have you out and do that. But if you need anything from the audience at all, is there anything, any kind of outreach thing that you want to leave as a parting kind of comment or any
Yeah, just spread
suggestions?
the word. If you know
Okay.
anyone who needs help, refer them to the site. If you know anyone who can offer help, same thing. We're just trying to connect people. If you know the people, that'd be great. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you, Hayden. And Hayden, are you sure you're 16? Because you sure sound very mature for a 16-year-old
I
old.
appreciate
So,
that. Thank you.
oh my gosh. And you're at Del Norte High School, is that right?
Correct.
And what career are you hoping to go into? Do you have any insights into that or?
It's a long time coming, but I mean, something finance related. I'm a mathy guy, so
Okay.
but yeah, we'll see where it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
I
Okay.
know.
Well, you have a wonderful week ahead, and I'm going to keep paying attention to what you all are doing and trying to highlight and get the word out about your website. So just keep moving ahead, and I'm sure everybody listening to this today is going to go find it. Your website. What's the website name?
CrossroadsSD.com.
Okay, so crossroadssd.com, go find it and bookmark that in on your phone so you have it available to share. And great. Well, you have a great day, Hayden. We will hear from you soon. Take care.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.